It's time for our Seen and Unseen segment where we explore the cultural stories of the day. And for that, we turn to Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo, author of The Wise Men Who Found Christmas. All right, Ray, there's been an ongoing debate about the end of the film Titanic and whether Jack and Rose could have both survived on that floating door. Remember that
Laura,
scene?
Some people care more about fictional characters than real people's lives. I mean, I've never had this consideration at all. Here's Kate Winslet, 25 years after, on the controversy.
I actually don't believe that we would have survived if we had both gotten on that door.
Okay.
I think that he could have fit.
Right. But he was already pretty worse for the wear. He was.
Oh, I see. It would have tipped, and it would not have been. It would not have been a sustainable idea.
I doubt if he would have fitted. Look, it's a doomed romance. Jack was supposed to die. Now, James Cameron, the director of Titanic, went so far, Laura, as to commission a study about whether these characters could have survived. His answers, they couldn't have survived, which is probably just as well. Cameron, who's out promoting his new movie, Avatar, The Way of Water, recently said he was, quote, a wild testosterone-poisoned young man. I always think of testosterone as a toxin that you have to slowly work out of your system, he said. Well, Cameron quickly worked it out of Jack's system. He drowned him in the third act. So there you go.
Okay. Well, there's a lot to be said about that, Raymond, and probably none of it on a family show, but I mean, come on. It's toxic masculinity all over again. Haven't we grown weary of that? Well, without testosterone, would we have people, really?
Lisa Booth has an interesting theory she told me this weekend. She thinks Rose is the villain of the piece. She cheated on her fiancé, drowned her boyfriend, and took the diamond. Pretty good. I mean, she made out like Batman. Yeah, and I have the Way of Water every time I see a James Cameron film. I run to the bathroom twice. They're too long. By the way, there was a shipwreck at the box office this weekend. The AOC documentary called To the End certainly found the end. It made less than 10 grand at theaters on opening weekend. By the way, the 75th anniversary of It's a Wonderful Life made $734,000. So. Yikes.
Oh, my gosh, AOC.
Yeah.
All right, Ray, let's move on to the sour Sussexes, like Meghan and Harry. They will not stop their lame self-promotion, period. Laura, it's never going to stop.
One does get the feeling that this publicity racket of theirs is just going to keep going. But it's to draw viewers to these Netflix shows, I think. Harry and Meghan are now demanding a meeting with the entire royal family. They want an apology for the alleged treatment at the hands of the royals. They want to sit down. As this new footage captures, Laura, King Charles is taking all of this very seriously. He's obviously broken up about this. Okay, now
I like how they're trashing their family. Yep. And then making demands. Oh,
exactly.
Okay. Anything else?
This is like you hit me in the face and then you ask me to buy you dinner and therapy. No, that's not going to happen. And by the way, the royal family says they are baffled by this request. And they say if anybody is going to be doing the apologizing, it may be the Sussexes. Now, the Meghan
should wait, Raymond, wait. Meghan should be apologizing for her acting in that show Suits, okay? So if anyone's going to be apologizing. Okay. All right, they're telling us we have to rush here.
Well, now the Meghan Markles are rolling out their next Netflix documentary about leadership, of all things. I can't wait to see Harry and Meghan's documentary on family cohesion and reconciliation. Maybe that can be a holiday special. But for now, it's all about leadership.
It's about people who have made brave choices.
To fight for change and to become leaders.
And giving inspiration to the rest of us. To live, to lead.
Not surprisingly, Laura, the longest reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth, is not part of Live to Lead. I guess spending your entire adult life in service to your people is just not enough. But as you saw, Greta Thunberg and old Gloria Steinem and the gang, they all made the cut.
All right. Raymond, I'm glad you watched so we don't have to. All right. We'll see you later, Ray.
Well, before we go, I have a big announcement. I know I told you that I have my Turnabout Tales series coming next year, but after what we witnessed last week, Laura, on the show, I've written a new book the Ingraham who found Christmas. It's all about how Laura Ingraham came to love little fake trees and found the true meaning of the season thanks to her friend Raymond. That's going to be coming out soon.
You know something? Okay.
I'll sign the book for you,
I have
Laura.
nothing. I have nothing to say to you now. Raymond, thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.